Dr Hobart, good morning.
Good morning, Neil.
Now, the request was that simple, was it? A couple said they wanted an abortion because they didn't like the gender of the child.
That's correct.
What was their justification?
That was the justification.
So they didn't discuss it further than that?
Well, basically, it wasn't the gender they wanted, and that was their reason to seek a referral for an abortion.
And you refused the referral?
Correct.
Okay. Did you now? What are the implications of that for you?
Well, Section 8 of the Abortion Law Reform Act 2008 states that if a woman requests a registered health practitioner to advise on a proposed abortion or to perform, direct, authorise or supervise an abortion, and that practitioner has a conscientious objection to the abortion, the practitioner must, first of all, inform the woman he has a conscientious objection to abortion, and then refer the woman to another registered health practitioner who he knows does not have a conscientious objection to abortion.
Okay. So what did you say to this couple? Did you try to counsel them?
Well, yes. I said I'm unable to refer you because it would not be in your best interest as far as your physical and mental health. I said that to the woman.
Yeah. Yeah, and she rejected that.
Well, it was the husband that was doing most of the talking.
What, do you feel that he was pressuring her?
I can't say that, but he was doing the talking.
Okay. Now you've raised this issue before, haven't you, with the politicians, with the Parliament?
I have written a submission to the Tasmanian Parliament about something along those lines. Yes.
So you haven't written to the Victorian Parliament about it?
Written to the Victorian Parliament. I did write to the now what's it called, the Scrutiny of Acts Committee.
Yeah.
Back in 2011 about my concerns about how Section 8 affects doctors' freedom to practice according to their conscience. And
you in fact said, I've got a copy of that letter, you said in that letter that you're unable to refer to for abortion, and you made the point of a woman who wanted an abortion because she wanted a new car and
That's
so
right.
on. Yeah.
That's right, yep.
Yeah. Did you get a response to that?
No.
Not even a reply?
Not from that letter. They, I think they may have sent me a letter saying they received it, but no other sort of reply, no.
And the other case you raised there was a woman who was blind and her boyfriend had brought her in. Again, you thought that the male was perhaps doing all the talking.
Oh, that was a definite act of coercion, no doubt about that one.
What happened in those two cases? Did abortions go ahead?
No. Well, the first one with the lady who was confused about what she really wanted, whether she wanted to pursue a career and needed a bigger car. After I said that I'm sorry, I can't refer you for an abortion because of my beliefs, she changed her mind. She basically stood up and said, look, half the time I think I want to keep the baby. And then she said, you know what, I'm going to keep the baby. And she ended up keeping the baby, and the child's going to be going to school soon. I still see them as patients.
Yeah. And the other case with the blind woman?
Well, she stood up, and after I said, I'm sorry, I can't refer you for an abortion because of my beliefs, she stood up and said, look, to her boyfriend, you're the one that wants me to have an abortion. I don't want to have an abortion. I want to keep this child, and if I can't look after it, I'll adopt it out. And then they had an argument and left the room. I don't know. I didn't see her after that.
So in your times how long have you been a GP?
Over 25 years.
So you've never referred anybody for an abortion and won't?
Well, look, I won't refer anyone for an abortion, basically. I mean, I understand that in extreme cases, you know, such as aggravated rape or a child who's got a severe malformation, there's no hope of living after birth. I would certainly not impose my judgments in cases like that.
So you would agree, you would approve abortion in those cases?
I would, in the case of rape, I think that is certainly something that's way beyond my expertise. Any woman who's been raped is in a very difficult emotional state anyway.
Yeah.
I think a woman like that needs to have a thorough psychiatric evaluation, because what we do know is that women after abortion are at increased risk of suicide and mental health problems. And it's quite possible that even though the woman's been raped and she wants an abortion, if she does have an abortion, it could make the situation worse. And that's far beyond my...
But to those studies, those figures you're talking about, are they suggesting abortion is the cause of the depression and suicide, or maybe there's an pre-existing condition?
I think that's been sorted out. There was a very big study that came out in September 2011 by Priscilla Coleman. It was what's called a meta-analysis, and she put together cases of over 850,000 women, and women who had an abortion were at over up to 2.5 times, 3 times the risk of suffering mental health consequences such as anxiety, depression, and also substance abuse.
Yeah, I guess what I'm getting at is whether that's more likely to be the nature of the person who goes who gets themselves into that situation. But anyway, look, that's an area.
Yeah.
Is this your views are based on religious grounds?
My views are based on 3 grounds. One is I believe it's wrong because I believe that life starts at conception.
Yep.
And I believe that human life is sacred. Second of all, I believe that abortion can be harmful in many cases to the woman.
As you were just describing, yeah. And the third reason?
The third reason, yes, I do have religious beliefs, and it is against my religion.
Are you a member of any sort of lobby group to do with abortion?
I'm a member of the Democratic Labour Party.
Okay, well that's strongly anti-abortion, isn't it?
Yes.
You're not a member of Right to Life?
No.
No. Would you be?
Look, I don't know that much about them, believe it or not.
Okay. Well, is it your point here that well, you don't approve abortion and you don't have them, that's your right, but is your point here that a doctor should be able to refuse? Not only refuse an abortion, but refuse to refer for an abortion?
Well, of course, if he thinks the woman's, for example, being coerced or the abortion's totally inappropriate for medical reasons, he should be able to refuse.
Okay.
I had a woman who was she was psychotic after her boyfriend left her when he found out she was pregnant, and she thought that she was carrying a demon.
But nobody would give her an abortion.
No, you wouldn't think so. But look at the way the law's framed. If I have a conscientious objection to abortion, I must refer the woman to another health practitioner who does not. Now,
but presumably that other health practitioner is going to make some assessment of the woman's psychological state before he agrees.
Well, do they?
I don't know.
Well, did the woman who had the gender selection abortion, did the abortionist ask her why she was having the abortion?
I don't know. Do you know?
I don't know. But that was the reason she had it.
Okay.
And they were quite upfront with me. So I'm saying that there is no need for the abortionist in law to make any assessment of the woman's mental state or anything.
All right, thank you very much for speaking to us. I appreciate your time. Dr Mark Hobart, Melbourne GP, and the issue of doctors referring for abortion.